What's good? This kicks off our SQLi week, and I'm in here 1 minute early. 1 hour early, because I got a busy week this week. I am giving a threat hunting clinic at work, and I just have to have a little bit more time in the morning to prepare mentally for that, because I don't know. So here I am. I was gonna open up the live stream chat, and then I'm gonna get started. I really should stop commenting on other videos that don't have anything to do with my craft, because at this point, I don't know, I just should. So SQLi, or SQL injection, SQL injection, I don't know what we're calling it, but whatever it is, we know that it is it's a legacy attack. It's old, and yet it's still relevant. Or at least as far as I'm concerned, it's still relevant. If we look at and I'm not telling you how it works or any of the basics on SQLi, by the way. So if this is what you're looking for, click on another video. I need to understand SQL injection much better, and I need to make a methodology for it so that I can work quickly and I can get a first blood finally. The goal is the first blood, but I want to look at the OWASP top 10 first. My Kali, I may have to restart my Kali. I'm not sure. So injection is number 3. And it's important to know this stuff because the first, if you're a pen tester, the first attacks you should try are the ones on the top 10. Like, no questions asked. You should try those. If you are a defender, if you are a threat hunter, the first ones you should look for are the ones on the top. If you manage stuff like, security onion signatures, what do they call them? Snort and Suricata signatures. If you manage those, your signatures, if you want to be effective, should reflect the top 10. If we're going further, you should probably run some pen tests against your security onion instance and get some good signatures instead of signatures that are vanilla, if that makes sense. You don't want to just get or 1 equals 1 and then put it as a signature. You definitely want to get a signature that works against your database and then put it as a signature. That's not the point of the video. I just wanted to say that because that's a problem in our field. So, but yes, back to what we're actually here for. Let's go back. What? Well, Kali just doesn't seem smooth today. Yeah. So if you attended my live stream yesterday, you saw me basically when I did my SQL injection, I just did a dump, and that was a fatal mistake. I wouldn't have gotten first blood, and I definitely would have been over my 2 hours. So I think it's important, especially if we're going for speed, we need to be deliberate when we do our SQL injections or SQL injections. So this is what I ran. One of them, this is another one I ran. This is all wrong. We don't want to do this at all. Rodnet gave me a hint to kind of go for the databases first. I don't know why I just moved on, because that was a fatal mistake. Let me see if my VPN's still up. It is. Go to hack the box. Sign in. Yeah, you see how, yeah, it's probably, let's see if I can close some programs over here. What is that? Okay, nothing. Canvas. Maybe that's it. I have Notepad++ open. I got that open. I got this open. Close that. I don't know. So yeah, I'm live streaming, but I mean, even still, it's just like my calendar is just like, nah, bro. It's 4 in the morning. Go your ass back to sleep. You gotta get up, Callie. It's time to go to work every morning. Callie know what's up. You gotta get it. Callie be like, bro, every single day, early in the morning. Yes, man. So definitely every single day. What is that? That's weird. Oh. No. Yep, active boxes are a waste of time right now. Active boxes, man, right now I'm not in good enough shape to get a first blood, so why even bother? Spawn machine. And then that's our IP. So I'm gonna try that as SQL injection again. Keep it on my lap, not the glove compartment. Better listen, little daddy. This is Georgia talking. Hey. All right. So, if you read this, there's a lot of shenanigans that go on and stumbling around and fumbling around, trying to enumerate things. And then right here, there is a SQL injection vulnerability on the Take Exam ID 1, and then you can enumerate databases. And then from there, you can enumerate tables. And I know this, I noticed I've done this before, but I've also gotten good results by dumping everything. But the methodology that we should take away from this is start small and go wide instead of going wide and then going small. So that's kind of why I did the video. Kind of want to teach myself, kind of want to walk myself through these. And then, I mean, if you learn something along the way, by the way, like the people that watch me are pretty smart. So sometimes I feel like, I'm being taught stuff, but what's going on? I have no organization. Close all of this stuff. Yep. More SQL stuff. It's just SQL injection has been just hunting me like a ghost. I'm about sick of it. It's time we take a stand against the tyranny that is SQL injection. All right. Close that. We don't need that anymore. Let's move this over to our terminal space. Boom. And then there. All right. So let's go with this one, because this is probably the most, don't do that. This is probably the most deliberate and most accurate SQL injection that we can do. Ooh, that's ugly. Don't do that. Okay. One thing about the write-ups that I don't like is there's new lines. If you copy that and paste it somewhere else, there's new lines all the time. So, yeah. Let me see if that works. So, yeah, that definitely works well, I guess. All right. So we got 4 databases, and from there, I did T student. So, I guess I don't have to really walk through this, but yeah. According to this walkthrough, you discover databases. Your next step would be to enumerate the databases for interesting tables. And then, but I don't want to have to, see, this is what I don't want to have to do because I'm going for speed here. I don't want to have to do this every single time, right? So right now it's going through one database to get everything you need from it, right? If I have to, if I have to move on, I have to do the same thing. Does that make sense? So this is not acceptable. The speed, I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait. But this speed right here is killing me. It really is. Then you go to let's go over some other stuff in the meantime. So this is a Linux. This is Linux, which is MySQL, MySQL. Then you also have Windows. Let me see if I can find it. SQL injection. These are pretty much all the boxes here on Hack the Box that are Windows and that have some form of SQL injection. Let me see. Let's go back. So, as you see, SQL Map can crack passwords if, I don't want to say crack passwords. It's using the rainbow table. I think. But anyway, these are the, I don't know how many it is. So there's that. Then there's file read through SQL injection. We're not going to go over file read today, but I do want to find an example where we can, so you can read files and you can write files. And yeah, that's always dope. Let's get back to what we were doing. So this is what we get, like kind of the output. This is a little bit ugly, but then like if I wanted to do that again, yeah. So I don't know. I don't like that, but we get this pretty, I guess, student ID 3, female 3124, Shane, and then Kelly, and her password is auto destruction. And then we got to use the student ID. That's not really why we're here. I just wanted to show you that, this kind of methodology. And I also want to put this methodology in my tool. So that's a little bit prettier. What I want to do is vim commander. Then I want to put like a SQL injection. I'd never finished my Bloodhound tool. What was I even doing with that? Oh, okay. I remember. I'm forgetting the tools that I worked on. So I worked on a tool where you like it's supposed to keep you from looking in the web thing or whatever. F1 equals SQLi. Is that right? I'm gonna make it bigger in a few minutes, or a few seconds actually. All right, make this large enough for people to see, especially the people that like watching on phones and stuff. So I want to echo, I want to echo a methodology for myself so that I don't forget next time. I want to say, and I want to say, enumerate table and databases. Interesting things. Is that the way you do it? Yeah, that's the way you do it. I got some good sleep last night, man. I feel clear. I feel a lot of clarity today. Wow, that's not good. Ugh. Anyway, so I also need, and if we're being deliberate, I also need to start doing my SQL injections like this and choosing the parameter instead of letting SQL map automatically choose my parameter. If I want to get really good, I would choose my own parameter and do things like this. So instead of doing them like so, IPSec, the way that IPSec kind of taught by walking through his videos, IPSec, what he does is he'll save the burp suite. He'll save the request in burp suite as whatever .raq, which the extension doesn't matter, but he saves it with a save item. I've walked through it many times before, and then from there he'll just run an SQL map against that file, which is effective, but very, I don't know. If you got a bunch of parameters, you're gonna have to sit and wait for all those parameters. And being deliberate and surgical, that's not what we want to do. We definitely want to well, if we don't know, we don't know. So maybe that does work actually. We don't know where we can inject into. So maybe we'll keep that methodology for now. I'm just really just trying to put some brain cycles into how we could get better here. So everybody seems to go with level 3. And people will go with batch so that it just goes through. I don't know what I want to do here. Threads, that's a good one too. So threads equals 10. Well, let's look that up because I've been meaning to use threads too for my SQL commands, but I just never do it. So let's look that up. Threads should be a big one. SQL map threads. Okay. I like where that's going. I don't know if Yeah. So they're doing a SQL map. Okay, so maybe this is a good way to do it. It's doing it on the cookie value. Okay. Crawl is an important option which allows the SQL map tool to crawl the website starting from the root location. Okay. I didn't know that. But I don't think that goes with the theme of today. But it's good to note that. So let's go back. Let's go back here. Say if desperate. Maybe that's what the big dogs do when they try to, what's the word that I'm looking for? If you're trying to get a first blood, you probably crawl the website. I didn't even know that it could do that. Although that should be fairly easy to put into a tool. What was the syntax again? But I didn't know you could do that. It's just crawl and then number or whatever. So that'll be good to know next time we do SQL injection. If we want to crawl the whole website because we're lazy, we could do that. Let's go back though. So I'm curious about the thread thing. So I do know about concurrency and stuff. Studied that in my degree, my last degree. I got a master's in software engineering. I don't use the degree. I just got it. That's how us millennials do these days. We get a degree and don't use it. But anyway. Okay, don't need to know that. That's actually probably useful though. SQL map and through a proxy. Yeah, that's probably useful. But I mean, I think I could figure that out. I'm looking for threads. Here we go. The thread option. Blah blah blah. Okay, that wasn't very useful, so we'll go back. So yes, we're gonna go with threads 10 from here on out. Just make sure we put that in our SQL map commands. And then we'll do dump. And I'm just gonna, when I run the tool, it's clear. Do commander SQLi, and then we'll get that. But I'm thinking SQL map R. What programming languages do you know? So when I learned Java, I learned Java first, and then once I learned Java, I learned no, let's go back. I learned C++ first, and then once I learned that, I learned Python, and then a little bit of C. Then I did a deep dive into Java, and then did a deep dive into PowerShell, although that probably doesn't count as a programming language. And then once I learned about 5 or 6, I feel like I know them all. I don't know if that makes sense, but programming languages, it follows some of the same rules. So if you know like 4 or 5, you can kind of quickly pick up on others. I would say that the exception to that rule in my head is C sharp. I think if you told me to do something in C sharp, I would have a significant meltdown because of the things you could do with it in .NET. But yeah, after you learn, I think it's kind of like, I don't know if anybody's like into like shooting and things like that, but once you fire a few weapons, at some point you can kind of like take a weapon and pretty much be accurate with it. And that's how programming languages are. You code for a few years, and then before you know it, you should be decent in every language. But yeah, doing all this ethical hacking, I would say Bash and Python and PowerShell are my big 3 scripting languages / programming languages. So for me, they're the most relevant. I wanted to do let's see, I want to do 2. Do you have OSCP? Yeah, I got OSCP in 2021. It says 10th of July, 2021. So for me, I failed my first attempt, and then my second attempt came in here and I killed it, man. I really didn't get a high score, but I passed. So, and passing is what matters. I would say, just get over the hump, don't fail. What I want to do a URL here, and then yeah, I don't really have a lot of certs though. I'll tell you right now. I have CEH. That was like my second one. I fired the M16. I was never accurate. I have a for home protection. I have an AR-15, and which is probably like my main weapon. And yeah, it's one of those things where if you grew up, I didn't really grow up shooting weapons, but it's like once you learn, then it's like it. I think in my head, probably not to everybody else. Maybe that was a poor example of comparing weapons to programming languages, but that's how I feel. But yeah, I don't think that works in hacking though. I wish it did. For me, it's like, I don't know. Once you learn a few things like SQL injection, I've been doing SQL injection since like 2017, and I'm still having like significant issues in making sure that I'm doing the right things. And that's why I'm doing this whole week. Because every single time, like every time we get something with SQL injection on Hack the Box, and we're going for that first blood time, not necessarily first blood, right? For me, I just screw it up. But yeah, my first cert was actually CHFI. What am I doing here? PID Echo. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm getting confused. And then once I got CHFI, which was pretty difficult, I got the CEH. CEH was easier after I got CHFI. A lot of people, they're too hard on CEH. Let me tell you right now. I don't like CEH, but it's not for the reasons that other people don't like it. I don't like CEH because when you go through the course material, there's huge glaring typos in the material, and they just choose not to fix it for whatever reason over the years. Let's see what I'm at to RIQ. I think. Do I work as a pen tester? I work as a threat hunter, and I work with pen testers. I wouldn't say daily, but I have access to go and talk to them, if that makes sense. So I talk to them on I wouldn't say daily, but every other day maybe. And there's something else I was gonna say here. I've worked on projects with them, if that makes sense. So, yes, I've worked on projects with them. But for me, the reason I do so much pen testing in my off time is I need to know how attacks work so that I can find them and defend against them. That's why I'm so passionate about this. But yep. Yeah. That's why what I like about this channel is pen testers actually come in and help me out. And then I think that we did a video. It was our live stream. I think it was 2 days ago now. And pen testers asked me questions about like, how do you find the red team, or how do you find APTs, or how do you find hackers? And that was a fun conversation, but I don't believe that we should be either or. I don't think it should be threat hunter or pen tester. I think you should be one, because if you have threat hunting skills and you're a pen tester, that means you won't get caught. If you have pen testing skills and you're a threat hunter, that means you can catch things. Excuse my blubbering, but I'm very passionate about this field in general. And that's how I don't think that you're very valuable if you only know how to pen test. Where was I? But that's just my opinion. I think if you work for an organization and you perform the pen test, where was I gonna go with that? I need to do a yank here. And you perform a pen test and you can't tell them how to fix their stuff. What was the point? It's my thing. Did I do that right? Okay, so I want to delete this. And then I want to go back up. I'm on that gray goose. Do I know you know? Okay, so see, that's my little rant about the whole thing. And one of the things that we don't understand, especially a lot of us are introverts. I'm a big introvert. I kind of do this just for whatever reason. We don't get a lot of trust when we at work. So if I'm doing an interview and I want to be a pen tester for whatever company, database here. My interview, I don't just want to talk about my technical skill. I want to talk about my skill in a way that allows people to trust me. Because if you're in an interview and you give the impression, that all you're gonna do is break shit when you pen test, and you're not gonna give them a good vulnerability report, good luck being hired. Did you do the CEH practical or the written exam? That's a good question, man. I did what did I do? I did the multiple choice. And this was back in 2017, 17, one of those years. What I will give CEH props on is their labs. I recently did CEH again. When was that? Last year. And going through their labs are top notch. I don't think obviously they're not, it's not like a lab like OSCP. It's just basically you have questions to answer and things like that. But the labs are so good that they allow you to go beyond. So Once I got done with all of my all of the questions and stuff like that that the labs were asking, I like kept hacking, and things would work. So things worked, and I used that. I used the CEH labs as my own personal lab to try out malware, to try out different attacks, and man, I had a lot of fun. So I will give CEH props on that, but yeah, the material. I think the reason is because English, like non-English speakers made CEH, if I'm not mistaken, and then they tried to translate it to English, and then so you lose a lot of fidelity there, which is, it's not their fault, but I do think that if I want to translate something to French or whatever the case, I need to make sure that there's a French speaker that's also a pen tester that's making sure that my stuff comes across clear. Or else what am I doing really? So that would be my critique. I did this wrong. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there. It's fine. I know what's going on. I think. Yes, because I need some parameters. I haven't put them in there. Let's actually do that really quick. First one I want to do is URL. So one, is that right? That's how you do it? I forgot. Okay, that is not how you do it. URL equals 1, and then I guess we'll do ID equals 2, and then we could do I guess. I don't know. I think I'm messing this up. Probably want to do these on the back end. You know what? Let's just do it like this. This will just be a reference. This won't necessarily be a one of those things where we fill in the variables. I gave this tool out to one person, and even though, like, I'm glad to help, but I'm like, man, this tool is a mess. So I hope anything you ask me for, it don't matter what it is. I just hope that you fix it so that it fits you, and then you just do that, and that should be fine. Yes. Almost. One more thing here. I was telling Mr. Nico, I think that's his name on here. I don't know what his name is on. I need to figure out his name on YouTube, but things like using for pen testers and red teamers. I don't know what we're calling them, but how? Using the default settings in your C2s, whether that is what am I saying? It doesn't matter what C2 it is. If you use the default settings, I'm going to catch you. Don't use the default settings. Please don't. Be more professional. Do I have any blue team certs? That is a good question. The answer to that is no. That's weird, right? Like, I do still, like, that's my thing. Like, I'm a blue teamer, but I don't have any certs that I can think of. Let me think. What's going on, bro? I'm trying to escape my window here. I don't know. I'm try to address this question a little bit better than I did. But my mouse, bro. Oh, here it is. I learned defense skills. So the way that I got hired was I was just a regular dude with I had Net Plus. I was working for an employer, and we did things like we didn't do much. I was in communications, but I was more like a dude that did everybody's job, which means that I didn't really do anything. I don't know how you would describe that. I was a jack of all trades in this communication company. We did like things with radio waves and things, right? It's a long story. But during that time I got During that time I got Net Plus. So I guess I do in a way have a blue team cert, if you would call it that. I was getting tired of my employer and I was ready to like walk out. And I was checking my email one day and I got an email and it said, "Hey, we're looking for at the time it was described as cyber analyst, but it's just your SOC analyst, your defender guy, whatever we're calling them. Blue teamer guy." And I was like, "We're taking all applicants." In 2016, like the world was desperate for anyone that wanted to work in this field. So I applied, and once they accepted me, they trained me, and then I started working, and the rest was history. So that was like 25% of how I'm so good at defense. And then been working for them for, it's going on 6 years now. So working every day, threat hunting is kind of like my defense skills. I probably should get a cert though, just so that I could, prove to the world that I actually know what I'm talking about. But if you work with it every day, Monday through Friday, like from 9 to 5 o'clock, you're not going to have any choice but to be good at defense. But you got to also balance it out with some attacking. Because I know some really, really talented guys, and they can tell you about Windows, Linux, building servers, things like that. But you hit a ceiling when you're threat hunting because you don't get the latest and the greatest if you're not taking apart these tools. Yeah, that's a long answer to say that my company basically trained me to. My company trained me to an extent, and then the rest of it, I just kind of make my own labs and just try to find stuff. Those are good questions. That keeps me like motivated to do these live streams. These questions, man. That's like this. That's insanely valuable. Like questions like that. Like if people don't even understand, it makes the video worth watching again. I think I'm done here. I don't want to do anything else here. So the whole point of this first half of this video is just to instill in my mind that I don't ever just need to dump the database. Like, that's stupid. Definitely enumerate the databases first. By dump the database, I meant the whole thing. Enumerate the databases first and then search the database for interesting things. And then if you're desperate, just like do a Hail Mary and then just dump everything. Let's look at the one before this now, which was yeah, I don't believe in offense versus defense. And when you're trying to learn this stuff, I believe in just learn everything, which is hard. I get it. And people don't have a lot of time, but I would definitely say, and I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. Nah, yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but to get to the top, this has gotten competitive in 2022. this field is competitive. So to get to the top, grabbing all the information you can, man, that's crucial. It's very crucial. So I started 1 hour earlier because I have a class to teach. I'm teaching a class at work, and I have to prepare for that before I go in. And so I'm doing this now just to make sure that I get my hacking studies in for today. And then after that, after I'm done here, I'm going to like rehearse, because at work they want everything in slides. They want things to be like slides, which you want everything to be standardized, but yeah. You see how I am. Like, I just like to talk. You know, I like to talk and I like to click around and I like to show things, but some people can perceive that as not being professional, so I have to kind of work on those professional skills before I go in. So, long story short, I have something to do at work, so I have to, all this week and all next week, I have to start an hour early. And then the next week, I'll start back at the regular time. Yes, you can terminate that. Thank you very much. I hope that doesn't throw too many people off, me starting an hour earlier. I pretty much know that there's probably 0 Americans watching me right now. Well, at least people that are in America. I don't want to say, like, I know we got Americans abroad and stuff, but like 0 people in America watching me right now because it's mad early. But that's all right. You can come back and watch me when you wake up. I hope you're getting some good sleep, because I'm grinding over here. I'm working. I still like. I feel so behind, yo. Especially when I. Let me be quiet, man, because I don't know. I think my contributions to what I want to contribute to what we do is I want to get a few first bloods. I want enough first bloods to cover a whole year. Now, it doesn't have to be like 52 consecutive first bloods, but I do want 52 first bloods to show that my knowledge can expand across a whole year. So that's kind of like the first milestone I want to hit. Then I want to create boxes on Hack the Box. I'm not there. Like, I'm far from being there. And so when I do on Sundays, when I do these boxes, and I'm talking about, like, I'm trying to, a lot of people think that it's like started doing bug bounties. A lot of people think, like, I don't know, for bug bounties, man, it seems to me that the money isn't like it used to be. When I first heard about bug bounties, I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. The money, like, you used to be able to get like 50 grand. Now cats is getting like $500 for like a year's worth of work. Like, what? Bug bounties are supposed to be like a work from home job. Like, you could hunt for bug bounties, and then you can hunt for bug bounties. If you can find, you can pretty much get rich. Probably not quick because you're working a lot of time, but it was a very lucrative game. It was kind of like hand over fist, but now it's like people get like $400 and $500 for all that work. So I haven't tried doing any bug bounties. I do believe that if you can put together a bunch of boxes like DMs and stuff like that, like, you should be on your way. So I would like to get to that level, but I don't think I'll ever be a bug bounty dude until they start paying out like they used to. Boom. We still got it in there. So Stream.io. let's go back to this. This had a SQL injection, but wasn't the same. I got a colleague at work. If you seen his resume, like all of the certs he has, like if it was just on a screen, it would be like a paragraph. Like he's got a lot, and he has OSCP. He's a pen tester, by the way. He has OSCP. Well, he's not your typical pen tester. He's advanced, past the normal dudes around here. So I wouldn't even call him a pen tester. But anyway, OSCP, OSEP, and then now he's going for OSWE. And when I tell you that cert is kicking people's ass, it's kicking people's ass because he passed the second time for the OSCP and then the first time for the OSEP. So it's insane. And now he's going to be whatever. But I bring that up because his plan is to go ahead and get OSWE and then pivot into bug bounties from there. But easier said than done. I think he could do bug bounties now, but to get over the hump and get OSWE first, I definitely want that for him. But he said it, man. You're reading through a lot of code. But think about it. If you have to read through a lot of code for a certification, which is white box testing, you're much more likely to do well when you're black box testing, as in bug bounties. So yeah, this game gets real deep. Deeper than me. Like I'm humble. I think I'm good, but I'm humble too. This cat's out there smart, bro. Since we find payload specifically designed for MS SQL, I didn't get this one. I don't know if anybody understood what was going on here and why it was so hard for SQL Map to figure this one out. Let's make sure that I'm paying attention and I'm not like zoning out here. Attempting to identify SQL fails through SQL Map. All right, that's interesting. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the only way I know how to do it. Well, I don't want to say that. That's the only way that makes sense, especially if I'm speed running. All right, let's just say I'm like Jazz Bazzazz or somebody like that, or what's the other dude? Snowscan, or even IPSEC back in the day when he used to be like a first blood dude, right? If we're going for speed and SQL Map doesn't work, how do we get over that quickly enough to maintain our speed, right? Because I don't know. So I think what this methodology is saying is if SQL Map fails, you should test manual injections. I would have definitely missed that. Because the way that I've always done it is I'll test manual payloads first. And then if the manual payloads don't work, I'll go back and try SQL Map. Just to clean up everything that I missed. But according to this write-up, it's saying that you should test SQL Map first and then go back and it's so much learn, bro. So much learn. I'll tell you right now, man. And I'm doing this every day and I'm still like, wow. All right. Let's put this in our methodologies. I gotta put this in my tool eventually. I'm trying not to give up on the tools that I'm making, but dang, it's hard. I need to boil them down to one tool. Identify in the SQL text. If SQL injection fails through SQL map, you must test manual injections by guessing the amounts. What type of sense does that make? And the query. Does that make any sense to you? To anyone here? You gonna guess? Let's try that. All right, so say I'm on the site, right? What was that one? That was like watch or something like that. There you go. All right, I guess I'm waiting. Is it not save? Ping watch that stream IO. That's still there. Stop playing with me. One thing that I've seen with pen testing teams, well, I've seen a lot actually, but one thing that seems to work is instead of having like dudes that have the same strengths, get a team together with where everyone focuses on different strengths. Now that might seem like it's super obvious, but the power in that is insane. If you're on like an engagement and this company wants you to pen test them, depending on your contract, because it could be, if it's a cloud pen test, it may be like, hey, we have some VMs in AWS or Azure. That's it. You're only going to pen test those VMs. It's probably easier for you to just get a Kali instance and join that into the VM, whatever they call it, the little VM network, and pen test the VMs, the apps or whatever they may have, and that's it. That's all you're doing for cloud. So whatever. Call it a day, write a report, right? But if they just say, hey, we just want a pen test, period, like no strings attached, then that's when you get your whole team together. Why is this not working? I don't know. Let's close that. So, but I bring that up. I didn't want to like kill that conversation. I bring that up because you have people with different strengths, and it's not always about like loading up Kali and Nmap scanning and trying to get in that way. A very underrated part of pen testing is social engineering. Very underrated. You got to have people that can talk. You got to have people that can get into any building in America. You got to have that. Because that may be your way in. Like, you know, or I said America, that's all over the world. I don't know, Africa, Australia, whatever the case. If you're in those places, whatever country you're in, you need people that can get into any building in that country. And if you have that, that will enable your Kali Linux guys and you guys that just sit on computers to do their thing sometime. You got to have that. So a lot of facilities like maybe Google, Facebook, you got to have a badge to get in. And then you got to have a badge to get to certain floors and things like that. Yeah, gotta have codes to type in. And then these individuals. Why is this not working? I'm not sure what's going on here. Because let me see if I can curl this. I'm pretty sure like most of us have seen, what's the show? Robot. Mr. Robot. And there was an episode where Elliot had to get to the top of this building so he could implant a was it on another port or something? Getting upset now. Come on, bro. All I'm saying is physical penetration testing it's not just going to be as simple as, oh, I got Kali Linux, oh, this thing is vulnerable to SQL injection, in, boom, whatever, it's over. It's not that simple. Don't expect it to be. Seriously. I'm gonna make that up. Maybe I need to reset the box. What I'm trying to make, physical penetration testers, you have those. You should have those. You should have people that can talk. You should have people that can hack, of course, obviously. And then you should have people that can look at things and tell you things from a defender's perspective. So that's stuff like, hey, these guys have this IDS or this EDR. Maybe you should do this, and this, and then you make a plan and stuff. Because I'm telling you right now, like, if you look at organizations like Anonymous, obviously they're not fooling around, bro. They're not. You gotta move with organization, kind of like them. So Stream.io, let's try this again. Fingers crossed. Can anybody tell me why this isn't working? Or any clues? The box, maybe. Let's reset it. A lot of us, especially me, man, I'm a terrible team player unless everybody's on point. I don't play well in teams. Everybody has to be exceptional for me to play well in the team. And that's not a strength, that's a weakness. And I say that though, because it's like, if somebody's struggling, if you're struggling in family life and stuff like that is one thing. But if you're just struggling to pick up on the material, on what your job is, that's it's hard for me to work with people like that. And but I bring it up because like it's one of the reasons why pen testing never just appealed to me. As a threat hunter, I can, even though we threat hunt in teams, I can threat hunt by myself and still catch a team of red teamers. Like, it only takes one person as long as you know what you're doing. But if you ask like companies out there, they'll tell you it takes a village and stuff like that. But it only takes one person if you know what you're doing. We're waiting. What time is it? I'm gonna go for like another 30 minutes. We're just waiting though. I guess Hack the Box at some. You know what we could do? Since I've been doing these live streams, I've been feeling like Try Hack Me has really been getting close to my heart. So maybe we'll jump over here since Hack the Box is having a temper tantrum or whatever it's doing. Let's go to learn. Let's see if they have some good SQL injection stuff. That's simple, blah, blah, blah. Nbin SQLi. Yep, know those. Union operator. Okay. Okay, don't really need to know this. That's kind of like basic. What about this? Blind is little to no feedback, of course. Authentication bypass. Okay, yeah, we know that. All that stuff is like what we learn in OSCP and like the simple stuff. Boolean based. Yeah, I don't want to take baby steps today. Out of band is as common as it either depends on specific features, which makes them kind of classify, blah, 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 blah. Attacker makes a request to a website vulnerable, the injection payload. Website makes an SQL query. The data contains forces an HTTP request back to the hacker machine. I thought that's how it worked. Are they all not out of band? Hold on, let me read that again. Oh, okay. In band is to the same page, and then out of band is like, okay, makes sense. But that doesn't really help. I don't know. That didn't really. That's useful information, and I'm glad Try Hack Me has that rundown, but that doesn't help us what we're doing. Let's try this one. Bro, this is still resetting. That's why I do these things on bro, y'all coming with the questions today, man. I found actual attackers and I found the red team. Generally what I find, if I find something, or there's an attack. I don't know how much I want to say here. How can I explain this? The most common thing, obviously, is when users download. When users download things, like, I don't know, they'll download documents and stuff like that from websites, trying to get information, and it turns out that the document is totally malicious. You find that, and then that enters the network, and then you see weird stuff in sysmon, and you can kind of put those things together, and then you can determine that there's a certain subdomain that resolves to something totally malicious. Is the normal stuff, most of the time, But if you're talking about advanced stuff, it's super difficult, obviously, because these guys are well funded to lock these guys down. But yeah, I would definitely say for red teamers, I tell red teamers all the time to emulate actual threats that people are worried about. So back in, what was it, 2020, Microsoft got hacked by Nobelium. You should probably, if you work for Microsoft or somebody like Microsoft, emulate those guys and the best you can, because that is their actual threat. Their threats aren't using like vanilla PowerShell Empire. These guys are doing their best to stay hidden. But yes, I can find a red teamer obviously way easier than I can find an actual threat, but I found some stuff this year, as a matter of fact. Not lately though. It's been a while. By me, I mean like, so I have a team. And so I just make sure that, hey, are you checking for this? Are you checking for that? So when I say that I found it, really people on my team, like people that I lead and mentor into finding things, they'll find it based off of things that I've taught them. So if you see it from that perspective, no, I actually didn't find it. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Long story short, what I did was very fun. And especially, that's why I brought up earlier that I work with people like me that just go after the information. I like working with those type of people. If I have to baby step, if I have to hold people's hand, I don't work well like that. But yeah, I'll tell you right now too, while we're on this subject, looking at real world threats, it makes you better. That's why I don't understand, like, why don't pen testers threat hunt in their off time? The pen tester threat hunt in their off time and see how attackers are actually doing things. And then you're like, dang, bro, I could actually put that with how I pen test and not get caught, be more stealthy. Let's try this again. Yeah, I just don't, I would definitely be, it seems to me like when pen testers, once they start pen testing, that's all they go for. They get good at that, what they do, and then that's it. They don't go for anything else. Still not working, bro. LDAP num noms. Man, that was a hell of a tool you put me on. Like I was telling people about it at work, man. It's crazy. I didn't even believe, like I was trying to tell you like all the different ways it wouldn't work. You were like, nah, man, you gotta try. I was like, bro, let me try. And like, yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed with that tool. And like, for real, like, even if you don't Kerberos, even if you don't AS rep roast with it, it's like still immensely valuable. To the point where it's like at work, I'm like, damn, bro, like seriously? You don't even need a bind. I'm gonna restart my Kali. See if that helps. Yeah, I got security onion open. But yeah, a lot of times, like if I'm like a big threat actor, if I'm like anonymous or somebody like that, like some of the, the ransomware groups and everything like that. Sometimes it's valuable to just enumerate the people that work there. And that's it. Sometimes that's the most valuable thing that you can get. Like, forget getting root or forget like SQL injection dumping databases. Sometimes all you want are the people that work at that organization, like their names, first name and last name. And so yeah, that LDAP nom nom thing is crazy. Like, people don't understand. People don't understand, man. I'm telling you. Like, imagine, like picture this scenario in your head, right? All right, so you are, let's just say you are an organization, and you work for this. You're in a country that people may not like, country X, right? Because I don't want to upset anybody. Like that ain't even what this is. You work for country X at company X, right? And you guys are developing COVID vaccines, and you want to be the first country to come out with a COVID vaccine. And so maybe you can get other countries to stop rationing you. What's the word? Sanctioning you and things like that. You're trying to get in a better standing in the world as your country, and then you're the company that's designed to do that, right? And I am your enemy. I want to see your country like just destroyed. Like, I don't care about you. If I can use a tool like LDAP nom nom to just say, boom, just get me everyone that works in your organization, because I know you guys use a certain naming convention. So I added that to my LDAP nom nom tool to make sure that it's cooperating with your naming convention at your company. And I just take that information. The next thing that I'm going to do is go to social media and work a maybe year-long social engineering campaign, propaganda campaign, and all of that stuff. I'm going to get way more information from that than I could ever get by trying to hack you and dump your databases. So yeah, enumerating usernames is real. That shit gets deep. Maybe the CEO of your company has like, and forgive me for being like crude or like vulgar right now, but maybe the CEO of your company, likes to sleep with prostitutes or something like that. Like, all that stuff's real. And by getting his name and then social engineering him, you could leverage him for information like that. And then before you know it, your country has lost their chance to get, COVID vaccine. Just like that. So yeah, this shit gets, I would definitely work more on LDAP nom nom, because until they patch that, that's a scary tool, man. Like I was saying earlier, most countries just want the power. Most hackers just want the power to social engineer people. They don't care about the actual hacking. They just want to get to an objective. And if they can get close to the boss, or if they can get close to the guy with the company secrets, that's all they need to do. It's like, it got me over here a little bit scared. Real. But that's the game we play. That's why we get paid like we do. Because what we do is like very important. It's important for us to know about these tools like that. Yeah, I think I'm about to I just don't get why it's not. Bro, I've been trying to do this for like 30 minutes now. So Google resolves. StreamIO does not. Let's just make sure that we're not going to a crazy port. Okay, I got a mount. I don't want to do that today. All right. Oh, CD StreamIO. There it is. Cat StreamIO script scan. Maybe it's on a weird port. 443, but we knew that. Bro, I don't know what's going on. Let me check my Etsy host file. Oh man. What happened here, bro? Okay. I don't know how anything has been working for me because I don't have a host file. I got the VP of my old company on LinkedIn. He's got his personal email and contact list, speech database, and Corsi. Bro, I don't even, bro. Those last two things that you just typed just says it all, man. It's got his personal email, like things like that. Like you'll probably find me as well. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, and that's crazy for like people that are high up in companies. Just crazy right there. And yeah. And people would say, well, that's low hanging fruit. People would say like OSINT is low hanging fruit. But I would tell you, OSINT is what you need. Like things that are out in the open. Sometimes that's all you need. So I did a I'm not gonna say the name of the where was it at? It's a thing in here. It's not, is it labs? Challenges, pro labs. I did one of these pro labs. I'm not gonna say which one that I did, but in that pro lab, they have a I like flirting with getting banned. Don't I? I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna say it anyway. So in one of the pro labs that I did, there is the same thing that you're talking about here, man, where so me and a colleague, we were doing one of the pro labs. We were doing a pro lab for like a week. We couldn't figure out how to get in. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just type this this company's name in the LinkedIn, and sure enough, they had fake users on LinkedIn, and that's how I got into one of the pro labs and on Pro Labs. So that was a dope box. And then from there, we had to do some other stuff to get in the Outlook server and then dump some emails and things like that. It's fun. Long story short is like OSINT is definitely slept on. Yeah. When I started this YouTube channel, I immediately hopped off of LinkedIn. That was like one of the very first things that I did. I was like, yep. all these people contacted me on Twitter and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying like people can't still get information on me, but LinkedIn, I was like, bro, you know what? LinkedIn is not private at all. And everyone, like you said, everybody wants to friend each other on there. And I'm not trying to say that what they're doing is right or wrong. I'm just saying I can't get down with that. You know what I decided, man? I was like, if you haven't heard about me through YouTube or my work for my employer or my resume, I'm just gonna take the loss. I want to do one of those. Which one do you recommend? I'm gonna recommend Roster Labs. I'm gonna recommend Roster Labs. You know why I'm gonna recommend it? Boom. Now, as you see, like it's old. Like it's not like 2020. Like it was one of the first Pro Labs that came out. But I think the guy that made them, let's just make sure that I'm not screwing this up. So I don't want to promote the wrong dude. Yeah. Oh yeah, he is. So this dude right here, you probably heard of him. Roster Mouse. This dude right here is, how can I describe this guy, man? What is his thing? TRTO? I think that's what his thing is. I can't think of his actual. Zero point security. Here it is. So he doesn't have much, but I'm telling you, the stuff that he has on point. You probably already heard of this zero CRTO course. I haven't taken this yet, but I think for the price, you can't beat this. You cannot beat this. I don't know. This isn't really a whole bunch there. So you're going to get access to all of this. I think they give you access. If I'm not mistaken, you get access to Cobalt Strike. And in the lab, obviously. Yeah, you do. So it's 399 pounds, which, yeah, it's 399 pounds, which I'm ignorant a little bit, but I think that averages out to 600 American dollars ish. I don't know, but that's insanely cheap compared to OSCP. And of course, people will be like, "Oh, that's not OSCP. It's not whatever, whatever." Yeah, people will say that, but I mean, at the end of the day, the way that I see it is, you're you, right? So it's like I wouldn't worry about stuff like that. I didn't take that yet, but what I did take from Rasta Mouse, and I'm saying all this to say, do the Pro Lab, the Rasta Labs Pro Labs, if you're gonna do a Pro Lab. But he has another one in here that I took. Oh shit, he has another one. He got more stuff. Learn how to set up a development testing environment for writing Windows. Oh man. Bro, this is insane. That's insane. How much is that? Not bad at all. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. That's crazy. I don't know anybody that's offering anything like that. He has Red Team Ops 2, which I haven't heard about that either. Go deeper. Yo, this dude is killing it, bro. Yo, what? I gotta get this one. I would get that. I would get this before I got. I would put this above the OSEP. This is supposed to be about SQLi, and now I'm like promoting other people's stuff. But I don't care, yo. This is good stuff. I wanted to steal before I go though. The thing about Rasta Mouse is, dude is silently killing it. He's not like IPSEC or like John Hammond or whatever, like super famous and everybody knows him. Like, he's silently killing the game. I'm about to go talk to my wife right now, like after the live stream, about. So yeah, the pre-preview is, it is what it is. It's crazy that he can afford to offer this training, like, for that much money. Like, he can afford to like host the labs and stuff. But what I was really going to say before I like was amazed at all of this is this one. This is the one that I took. And it taught me a lot about building C2s. And I made the comment earlier. Someone, I was asked, make sure that I address this guy, him properly or her. Bro, Sisek. I'm gonna say the end part because, but yeah, Sisek asked about like he asked about the languages that I know, and I found C# to be, when it comes to abstractions and things like that, I found it to be kind of frustrating. Do I still have access here? I should. Okay. My dashboard. Okay, I still have that. So, yeah. I don't want to show too much because I don't want to get sued by this dude, but yeah, dope course. Now, this course, like the C2 development and C, this isn't for everybody because I'm telling you right now, when he starts this course, he just starts coding. He don't just say, he don't walk through it like, this is this and that is, bro. He is going, bro. He's like, then you do this, this, and this, and you do this, this, and this. So he's not like slowing down for nobody, which is, I like that style. I really like that style of teaching. I'm going to do this and then I'm going to hop off though. But yeah, I definitely recommend anything that Roster Mouse is doing. I would definitely say like, he's one of those guys that, to me, he just comes off as humble to where it's like, he ain't got to be like all in your face and like he's still killing stuff. So the reason why I wasn't able to connect is because I overwrote my Etsy host. I wonder if I have a, okay, whatever. I need a new Etsy host file. Because I know there's stuff in there that makes other things work, but for now, I think what was happening was when I do my bash command, I wasn't appending. I was just overwriting the whole thing. So I gotta change my bash command so that I don't overwrite anymore. I'm saying, like, when you're trying to speed run, you do some dumb shit sometimes. What was the thing? It was stream io.htp. Watch the stream. Stream io.htp. And then what? Why? All right, so that worked. All right, so I'm gonna try this really quick. Hopefully that works. I did get it right? No. Oh, yeah, that's right. Watch.stream.io.htb. Oh, man. It didn't work. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. All right, that should have worked. Watch. Yeah, this gotta work there. Vibrations. Stream.io.htv. All right, man. I guess we're not demoing that part. I really wanted to do that. I'm not crazy, am I? Okay, so something's wrong with the box now. Reset. So it seems like when we talk about like first bloods, Jazz Pizzazz gets user first, but Jazz Pizzazz hardly ever gets system first, and that's really what I'm aiming for. If I can get system, if I can start getting first bloods in system. We'll see, man. We might have to jump off here. It's been going for 103 minutes. But yeah, man. I'm gonna give it another minute or so. 5:43. Man. 520 subscribers. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump off because I'm having trouble connecting today. But I did have fun talking about things, and one of my favorite live streams right here. So tomorrow, let's see what's on the schedule tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about like the common pitfalls, and I'm gonna take all of my pitfalls, and then I'm gonna try to put them in a list, and then I'm gonna go to some of the forums and try to see other people's pitfalls. And I'm gonna put all of that stuff in a file somewhere, and then try to put them in my tool so that when we walk through the next SQL injection, because one is coming up soon, I'm guarantee you in one of the boxes that we do, we don't fall in those pitfalls. I'm gonna tell you right now, one of the pitfalls is dumping too much stuff. So definitely going over. So yeah, man. Y'all take care. I guess this will load at some point during the day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. We out. We about to get ready for work. So peace. To the Middle East. Love and hair grease.